Hello and welcome. I am Last Hit Point Hero, and you have found your way to Neon Lights Roleplay. We are so very glad you're here, and we hope you enjoy your stay tonight. After a little bit of a hiatus, we return to our playthrough of the Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition Adventure Module Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. A few hours more. A few hours more. First and foremost, no attempts to make the story child appropriate have occurred. This is a tale of cold isolation, alien incursion, and self centered divinities. This actual play stream contains adult language, descriptions of violence and light gore, scary images, and generally speaking, a great deal of cold. Of additional note tonight, as there will be some arachnid imagery, while not particularly in picture form and at least description. So if that is a sensitivity, take note of that. Otherwise, our players are here to warm the night. Safety tools are in place to take for the players, but you as a viewer do not have such a luxury. So if you do have any sensitivity to listed topics, feel free to have a teleportation spell prepped and ready to go just in case. We will be here when you get back. Let's see, barring that, kick back, relax, keep all heads, hands, paws, and claws inside the stream at all times. Slap the follow button to join the wonderful world of Neon Lights Roleplay. Click the Discord link that I am certain will spontaneously appear in chat any moment to be part of the Neon Lights Roleplay community. And above all else, be good. That's the rule. Be good. As for our players, they will introduce themselves and their characters, say hello, and as it has been a bit, do take just an extra beat or two to remind us of your character, their general mindset, attitude. You don't have to go, crazy, super long description, but, give us a little bit more than usual. Beginning directly below me, they're pretty damn cool. It's Heck.
Oh, that's such a nice way to restart everything. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Hackalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen, and I guess there really isn't an as per usual at the moment. I am playing Valkyrie, who is a Drow monk. Circle or not circle. Way of the astral self. Um, it's real neat. I usually play Astoria, who is an ASMR bard, but she's kind of dead right now, and we're probably gonna get into that in the recap. But I just putting that back out there. Uh, that's it from me.
Continuing down and around exactly what you need, it's Al.
Hi, I'm Al. My pronouns are they, them. Thanks for your patience with the weird faces I was making. My audio cut out immediately as soon as stream started, but we're back in action. I play Mirth, our Dragonborn bard, one of an entire band of bards for this game, usually. And I'm really excited to be back in the saddle for this. We left off at an interesting point.
Absolutely. And just taking a massive bite before the introduction in order to make it super convenient. If I drag this out just a little bit longer, then they'll be able to chew and swallow. One cool dude. T.
Hi, I'm T. I am playing Brahm, the human paladin, and my pronouns are he, they, and his pronouns are he, him. He's a rather uptight and repressed agent of relative justice most of the time, and he's here to hopefully help protect his friends.
Absolutely fantastic. And last but not least for this evening, genuinely fantastic. It's Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. I'm playing a maid tonight, a queen who is acting very much like a queen. Also a bard, because why only have a couple of bards? We should have all bards, or mostly all bards.
It,
Um,
it's great to get the band back together in some of the most literal ways possible. So for this evening, a little bit of context and catch up, as it has been so long. Our Cold Hands crew have spent their time essentially down in the Frost Maiden's vault. They have found various unusual frozen, semi-frozen, partially encased bits and pieces of city, a city that they know that they are looking for. Within it, there have been all sorts of different encounters. Of note, have been a fight with Remoreses, which killed Astoria. Azarus was present for that battle and jumped in the water after her body. So somewhere in these ice caves, there is a incredibly heavy warforged carrying around Astoria's currently lifeless remains. The uh, rest of the group have been working their way around. They found a druid grove, and in that grove ran into Valkyrie and a number of drow who had a little bit of an unusual encounter, just feeling each other out, seeing if there were going to be issues. Uh, Being obligated to follow through, they all made their way back around to where uh, I guess, leader of the expedition, Yisselbeck, was present. There was an unusual tower, much like some of the towers they've encountered in the past. It looks a lot like a broken tower where some of these ancient sorcerers had used, ancient wizards had used and hidden their spells. This particular one was still protected with some arcane energy, and yeah, they ran into the Drow Yisselbeck and attempted to sort it out. During the conversation, Yisselbeck just couldn't take it anymore, laid into Valkyrie for the last time, and was cursed by Lolth to be transformed into a Drider, which is exactly where we left off, was with Yisselbeck doubling in size, legs splitting into a multitude, and becoming a monstrous creature. So that is, after we deal with one slight hiccup, exactly where we will pick up. So it is likely that where we will begin, and this is hysterical because Roll20 updated since we last played, and I honestly cannot find the turn tracker right now. There it is. Found it.
You did it. You did it.
I did it. I did
It's
it.
been so long,
It's
y'all.
been so long that Roll20
Bear with us.
updated and I lost basic user interface.
Roll20 changed. We
We're
changed. Like, you
full grown
know.
people now. I mean, so it is fantastic to be back. So when you get a chance, click on your icon
Uh-huh.
and roll your initiative, and
Initiative.
we shall. Oh wait, I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I did. There they are. There's Yesselbeck. There's.
Whew, sorry, I was choking on pizza right there. Back.
Just some light choking on pizza. It was nothing to worry about.
This is such a chaotic start. I love it.
Well, yeah, it's
This
it's
has
been,
my whole heart.
this time has moved forward without us. For the rest of the context, so that there is no question or confusion, there are two Drow warriors as well who witnessed all of this. One of them, Meldim, so far has been quite subservient to Valkyra. So that the other one, Tloknar, haven't gotten a read on Tloknar yet. So
Oh my gosh.
that's
All right, I rolled. Brom is purple right now, but ready to fight from eating that fruit last session.
The fruit. I forgot.
Yeah, he turned into an Oompa Loompa after healing
Yep.
himself.
You're the color of all of your self did go purple. Where is my think? You know what? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Yesselbeck. There we go. Perfect. Added. I'll roll it this way.
back.
Perfect. Oh, hey, what do you
Yay!
know? A
Sorry. Sorry, guys.
natural 20 on
Can we switch that
initiative.
with
For
can we switch the 3 and 20?
no, this is what you get. The Drider rolled a nat 20 for first initiative. I feel pretty good about it. That's how I feel. All right, I think everybody is in now. Public roll. There we go. Send it over. Fix the number, fix the name, and we are set. Change that. Absolutely. You know what? We'll just leave it as that because I can't get it to change. We will sort, which puts Yisselbeck first in the order. Now, it would only be appropriate for me to hit some actual combat music. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this Drider, this former Drow, rises up on its 8 legs, and Yisselbeck is just hissing, "I will take no more of you," and points directly at Valkyrie. Out of the corner of his eye, and he glances over and locks eyes with May as well. Says, "Don't think you will escape my wrath either, woman." And he pulls his staff. This massive quarter staff has a gem right at the top of it. Starts to spin that over his head, and let's have him do this. He will point it directly at Valkyrie,
Okay.
and a burst of dark energy will fly out of it. So I will have to just open one of my wrong links. And he is just an awful shot with a 7 plus 6 is a 13 to hit as this dark energy comes blasting towards you.
Not at all.
And his second blast to follow it is a 12, which is even worse. It's great when he gets all
Great
upset
start.
and all pissy and then misses. With his bonus action is going to cast Sanctuary on himself.
Okay.
And that is his turn. Valkyrie.
All right, cool. I think she just kind of looks back at the likely the marks on the wall behind her from the blast, and then just kind of look back at him, and she'll probably say in yeah, just Elvish or Undercommon, either one. We probably speak both. Say, what are you? Did your aim get worse now that you have 8 eyes? Uh, and yeah, you know what? We're gonna engage. I'm gonna bonus action, use a key point to, summon my arms of the astral self. So now I have those going. Yeah, okay. It's just a bunch of bonuses and stuff, and if it's relevant, I'll talk about it. But, I have those. And I am going to measure real quick because I think oh yeah, this is like the whole like 1 square is 10 feet thing.
Yes, the
Okay.
squares are 10 feet instead of.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Valkyrie, yeah, is like, this is like her, like, she caused this problem. She's gonna own that. So she's gonna get kind of like up front in front of like at least like the 2 like bards, because she has like some understanding that they might not be able to take a hit from this thing. Am I within? Okay, we can call that about 10 feet. That's about
That's
10
fine.
feet. Oh no, 11.8. Because now I have
Unacceptable.
reach. Yeah, unacceptable. I have reach with my arms, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and make my first strike.
Before you try to strike,
I have to
the
make a wisdom
energies
save.
that are around
Yeah.
Yisselbeck force you to Make a wisdom save.
Oh.
Let's see if we can do it though. 14?
14 is exactly enough to resist the sanctuary. You may continue.
Is that per hit?
I'm reading it. Go ahead and take your hit.
Okay. The 19 hit.
It is per hit. Targets a
Okay.
creature with an attack. 19 is also exactly enough.
Okay. Well, there you go. So that's 6 force damage. Wow, I rolled minimum damage on that. And tell you what, I'm gonna use another point to use stunning strike. So make a con save for me, please.
Absolutely. That is a 12.
So that failed.
And since he failed, he will use one of his wonderful resistances
Oh, of
to
course he does.
pass anyway.
Of course he does. Okay. You know, at least we used one up. That's
Yep.
fine.
Burn to resistance.
Okay. I'm gonna make another wisdom save
Yep.
to hit. 18,
18?
even better.
You're
Let's
great.
go. 23 for 7.
23 for 7. Sounds great.
And then I use my bonus action to
Stunning
do my
strike.
arms. So it's just the 2
Or your
hits. So,
arms, yeah.
yep, that's me.
Okay, perfect. Valkyrie is all done. It goes to Meldon. Meldon looks
Wait,
at
it goes to Mirth.
What?
It goes to me because I
Oh!
didn't roll.
Sorry
Surprise!
about that. Yes.
No, this is
Man.
on me because of my tech difficulty. But
There we
at
go.
least I got a good initiative roll.
Perfect. Go ahead, Mirth. Dive in.
Thank you. So Mirth, this whole time has been making a slightly disgusted expression, like his nose is curling further and further as our opponent here has become increasingly arachnid. And he reaches onto his back, he pulls out his crossbow because we're at that stage, and he goes, "Oh hell no!" And I think he's going to step behind one of these, or no, he's gonna shoot first and then step. So I'm gonna have him shoot his crossbow. Let's see if he hits. 16 to hit?
16 will not hit. The crossbow bolt bounces off the hardened thorax of this Drider.
Mirth squeals girlishly and then tries to take cover behind one of the statues. Ugh! Just runs and hides behind it, and that will be his turn.
The Drow, Meldon, looks over at Valkyrie and starts seeming just really antsy and nervous. I mean, he knew this was coming. He had no doubt this was coming, probably knew the plan, and is just having this awful time make a decision. And you can see him almost fighting against himself or against something that is within him. We are going to roll this, and he's able to resist this deep desire to break the will of his mistress, and instead just stands still and goes, "I can't." Ysselbeck hisses, "You will." And Meldon stands firm and does absolutely nothing. May, it is your turn.
Okay. Do I still need to do a wisdom save?
Only if you try to hit Ysselbeck.
What if I use my cloud of daggers? Because isn't that an area thing?
Cloud of daggers is not a hit. You can just dump it right on top of him.
Okay. So I'm going to do a 2nd level cloud of daggers.
Perfect.
Cast. That's 11 damage.
I think that once they are in it, at the start of their turn, they take it, as long as they're still standing there. So we will put your cloud of daggers on top of them. Anything else on your turn?
No, I don't want to waste anything. I'm just gonna dagger him and hope for it eventually kills him.
Perfect. All right, you want to move or anything? You happy where you're at?
Yep, I'm fine.
All right, it goes to Tloknar. And Tloknar is going to run in the direction of everyone else. Yes, Yislebek, what are we to? And all of it's in Elvish, in that undercommon, or in Elvish, which is what he was talking in earlier. Slaknar starts to run toward these stairs, and as he gets to the bottom of the stairs, close to Meldum, Yislebek looks over at him and says, "You will serve." And Slaknar's eyes glaze over. There is this bone shattering howl that comes out of him. Just this, for those of you that weren't able to speak the language and only were catching bits and pieces, what you do understand is there is this howl of pain, this yell, and those that do speak hear him say, "Take me!" And as he yells, spiders start flooding out of his mouth, covering his body as his flesh slowly deflates until all that is left is a mass of spiders that is 10 foot by 10-foot mound crawling over each other. All of them, those same little red spiders that you saw slip into Yiselbeck's mouth before he became a Drider. That's
Well,
its
that's horrifying.
turn. Brom, you're up.
Oh, Brahm was expecting a lot of things, but not that. He already
Yeah.
had his sword. He already had his sword ready because he didn't trust any of these mofo's. But let's see. Sorry, I'm going to measure. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So HP. Does Meldon count as a hostile right now?
If you want to hit Meldum, you can. Now, whether he counts as a hostile is purely a judgment call. I believe that you don't speak the language they were speaking.
Yeah, well, I'm just asking because he's going to move through. He's going to move away from him, but I wasn't sure if he was a hostile or not. So
you don't know if Meldum's going to try and hit you if you move
correct,
away. Is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm, yes.
That is a decision you'll have to make. It is unclear if Meldum is a hostile or not. He seemed to have resisted something, and he didn't move. He seems to be fighting with himself. You're pretty sure you're safe. You don't think, even if he was hostile, that he'd take a swing right now.
Okay. Brahm is going to move and thwack at Drider guy.
Perfect.
He looks resolute, and he's muttering to himself. Always a promising sign. And he's going to smite and he's going to use both of his smites on this guy if he can. So
you can have a bonus action to set up one of your named smites if you want, and then if you hit, you may then choose to smite for the extra damage.
Okay. 1, 2.
Bork. Me
bark,
too.
Bark. Neither the 11 nor the 17 hit. You start swinging your greatsword at Yiselbeck, this Drider, and just parrying with that quarterstaff over and over again, and nothing lands.
He doesn't look particularly frustrated or dismayed. He's kind of gone into a trance-like state.
Perfect.
My neighbors chose a great time to walk by the door.
Oh.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Perfect. It goes back to Yiselbeck, and Yiselbeck, being inside this cloud of daggers, will take 11 damage from standing there. And just hiss, "Meldum, you will come. And going to step out of the cloud of daggers. It's a 5-foot cloud. That's not enough to get away from Brom for Brom to take an opportunity attack. And let's see, 2, 3 is then gonna go ahead and you know what? I think that would be the best bet. Uh, they are going to instead go ahead and risk that sneak attack, or not sneak attack, opportunity attack, and is going to crawl over to the wall and then crawl up the side of the wall, about 15 feet. And then from up there, first, Brom, you may take an attack of opportunity. 20 will hit.
Great.
8 slashing damage. And from the side of the wall, going to take this staff, point it at Valkyrie again, and do 2 more blasts. So that is going to be 5 plus 6 is 11, 16 plus 6 is 22. The 22 is going to hit.
Yeah, 22 is gonna hit.
And that will be 1d8 plus 3 is going to be 4 piercing damage, 3
Okay.
poison damage.
Okay.
And then as this bolt hits you, this from where it hit you, these like it bursts into this spider web sticky substance.
Gross.
And so you are currently restrained if you fail either a strength or dexterity. So pick one or the other saving throw.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll a dex save. Why
Okay.
not? Oh no.
13 fails. So you are currently restrained.
Man, with a +9 too. Jeez.
That is
Tragic.
tragic. I am so sad about that. Look
Oh,
at
you're
how
so sad about it.
I
You're
am. Look at my sadness.
so sad about it.
Restrained Valkyrie. As an action, you may attempt to escape just like any other restrain in a net-like state.
Okay. I mean, it's now my turn, so I'm gonna try to do that, I guess.
Sure, go for it.
Is this like an athletics?
Oh, sorry.
Or...
It's athletics or acrobatics. That's
okay, I would love to do acrobatics instead, but let's see
Go
if
for
the
it.
dice decide no again. 23. There we go.
You are able to twist out of this spider web and are free to take your movement.
Okay.
Movement
Well,
and bonus action remain.
yeah. It's like he's all the way up there now, so really what it's gonna be. Let me hold on. I gotta reread the wording of patient defense. What does that work with other attacks, or does it not? I always forget. It's just dodge action. Okay. I might end up doing that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I am going to. You know what? I'm gonna move to. I'm gonna go like 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna go like over here. That sounds fun. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action patient defense for that. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Down to Mirth.
Okay. We're at the stage in our life where spells aren't really. Mirth just doesn't have a lot of energy for this. So when our friend melts into spiders, he recoils, as most humans and dragonborn would.
Al, you are so static. We can't really hear you right now.
Oh my god. I'm having audio issues.
You're fine moments ago, but now.
Yeah, now there's some feedback.
That's really bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's super bad.
Do we
Okay.
think it's like it's
Tell you
connecting
what.
to your headphone mic instead for some reason?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
No worries. Take your time. It's a small pile of spiders nearby. Oh yeah, you're good. No worries. Can't hear you right now, but
Better or worse?
better by a
Much
million.
better.
Okay.
There it is.
Thank you so much for your patience. I'm feeling a little flustered because I'm having so many audio issues, but I'm gonna try and plug through. Thank you for being patient with me.
No problem at all.
Mirth. Thank you. Mirth is disgusted by the spiders, and my question for you is: how far down? I'm tapping on the roll 20. How far down a jump would that be if he wanted to hop over that ledge?
So that was, I believe it was 15 feet down. You're kind of on a raised
Oh.
platform, and the stairs go
Yeah.
up to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just jumping off the side, it's 15 feet down onto the ice.
Yeah. That's 15 feet too much. So Mirth looks at it longingly and then goes, ugh. Kind of like, don't want to break an ankle after being a complete chicken. And what's he going to do? I think he's going to flatten his back up against the ice. Because this is an ice wall, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, he literally has his back against a wall, horrified by the spiders, and he goes, oh, shit, shit, shit. And in a moment of disgust and panic, he's going to use his crossbow on, I believe, is Meldum the one that erupted into spiders? Or is that
Slacknar did.
Okay, he's going to shoot at the spider pile, because everybody knows that a single crossbow bolt is definitely going to work on a swarm of tiny insects.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, this is what is in his mind, though. He's going for it. He got an 18 to kill a single spider.
An 18 will hit.
Out of the millions.
Uh-huh.
Let's see how many of the tiny spiders he hits. 4 damage, baby. Does he get any of the spiders?
4 damage. So let's see. If 4 damage and then that means that you got 1% of the spiders with a crossbow bolt.
1%
Nice.
more than we had before, guys.
Yes. Only 99 more shots like that.
Only 99 more to go. Mirth shoots it, looks for a minute, and goes, woo! Then he's gonna end his turn.
Sorry, 49. Sorry, 2%. That means there's 49 more shots.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I did
Excellent.
bad math there. Anything else, Mirth?
And that will be his turn. No, but I want to flavor this.
Absolutely.
He's very uncomfortable, and he clearly is cornered. He feels very cornered between the statue and the ice wall and the 15-foot drop. So he's kind of sitting there like a man with a gun with no bullets, like shit, shit, shit.
Absolutely. Meldum, who befriended and trusts and believes in Valkyrie, you can see as Meldum turns to Valkyrie and as he talks again in Drow, just mistress, I will do as I can. And as he's speaking, like there's these little red spiders that will crawl out of his mouth, and he's like knocking them off and trying to bat them away as he attempts to resist.
Oh, see, heck, the player is like, oh, he's trying so hard. Valkyrie probably just gives like this solemn nod.
And resists again. A
Nice.
22 this time, a 23 the first time. So again, just fighting himself as he stands at the base of, or at the top of these stairs. Especially Mirth has an excellent view of just the terribleness happening to Meldum right now. Down to May.
Okay. How? These are pretty tall ceilings, right?
Yeah, so this is, you're basically at the base of one of these frozen towers again. So there's 40 feet up to the ceiling.
I'm tempted to do something a little chaotic. I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea.
Do it.
I'm here for it.
Can I polymorph into a giant eagle?
Yes. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Eagles eat spiders? Oh my gosh, May, you're just as smart as Merc. uh,
All right. You're now a giant eagle. That's your action. You have a movement, and I'm looking for an eagle, but go ahead. I think giant goat, giant lizard, giant rat, giant shark.
It should be
For
one.
lack of options, we're going with giant vulture. And we're
There's the
making
giant
He's
eagle.
so big.
that's too big. Yeah, giant. They're this
He's too
size.
big.
They are this size.
Giant eagle's not coming up.
It's not on that list, but I have it. So whatever you need, I've got it in front of me.
Okay. Well, I can't. I'm just gonna kind of just flap and wait.
You go, okay, sounds good. So May the giant eagle is going to be. You're now flying above the ground, so that's a good thing. Spiders can't reach you, which means Slaknar, the mound of spiders, crawls up to the top of the stairs and has only one target nearby. So that is there. And yeah, Mirth, you watch as this wave of spiders starts crawling towards you. They crawl over the top of Meldum and around him as he's just resisting and pushing himself away. And this mound just blasts right into you. And it feels like you have this brief memory, Mirth, that's triggered of standing in the surf on a beach as a
Oh,
wave
God.
hits against your knees, where it's just strong enough to like push you a little bit, but not enough to knock you off your feet. Yeah, that's what you experience, but spiders.
That's horrible.
okay, great.
And they will then try to bite you.
No.
Ah, okay. It's
That
not okay.
is an 11,
11 doesn't hit, so that's good.
a 6.
Mm-mm.
Okay, 2
Do we have
bites.
to do this like 100 times? Oh, okay.
Yep, just twice.
Just going down for every spider.
Yeah, 48 to go. Nope,
no.
an 11 and a 6. Despite feeling them hit against you, none of them are able to find
He was wearing a lot of clothing. 'cause it's-
damaging bites.
yeah.
You can feel that they're biting, but there's not enough to actually hurt you.
Mirth is going to screech something really inappropriate in Draconic, and then say, "Get them off of me."
Understands that his Valkyrie is the funny part.
Ah, fuck! Get them off of me! Alone in a corner, being swarmed by a mass of sapient spiders.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had eyes locked with this Drider. There's just like this ear twitch. And what Mirth is saying.
Brahm, you are up.
Right. So Spider-Man moved 5 feet up. And
15.
What's this sorry, 15 feet up. What's this red dot?
The red dot is a cloud of daggers.
Cool. What have I got? I got a halberd. Do I attack 2 times with the halberd? I think I do. And it has reach, right?
Yep, it has reach.
All right. I didn't mean to click it, but I guess you can keep that roll.
Okay.
All right. He's gonna move 5 feet this way, and then he's gonna attack twice.
All right, I'm gonna put you directly underneath for you to reach.
Ah, right.
So a 13 does not deal any damage, and a 17 is you're kind of awkwardly flailing this halberd at the extreme reach of the weapon, and Gisselbeck's legs are just kicking it out of the way as you try and connect. I accidentally lost Gisselbeck's turn in
I
the
think
I should
initiative
wrap-
order.
Drop because
Oh
it's a
no,
button.
he doesn't get a turn. Whatever will we do?
We won't be accosted by horrible spider variants. Spider remixes.
It is Yisselbeck's turn. And sorry, Janie, what did you start to say?
The daggers would drop because the polymorph and cloud daggers are both concentration.
All right, no worries. All right, Yisselbeck, having kicked away at that extreme reach of the halberd, is going to crawl another 10 feet up the side of the wall. So is now 25 feet up. And strictly speaking, I'm going to go ahead and give you a swing at them, even though it's a bit tough at the extreme reach. So opportunity attack from Braun.
Gonna go for it. Let's see if he can get more than an 8 this time. I was like, how bad is this roll? Very.
Really bad.
Really bad. Very, very bad. Hit. 25.
Fantastic.
All right, sweet. 11 damage.
All right, 11 slashing damage as you manage to cut the abdomen of this Drider as it works its way up, and Yisselbeck turns around and goes, "Meltam, you will become," and then is going to blast again. One at you know what? Valkyrie is currently the subject of this Drider's ire.
It is at
It's-
disadvantage because I took patient defense.
Absolutely. And we are going to hit the right button. All right. It says longbow, but it's not a longbow. It is a blast of energy. A 15 to hit
That won't hit.
and an 18 to hit.
Still won't hit.
Ah! Both of these, just this, as this dark energy hits the floor on either side of you, and there's this, it looks almost like a spider egg of web as it sticks to the floor.
Gross.
Valkyrie, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna do some cool monk shit, I guess.
Kick these spiders off of me.
No, I'm locked in battle with
High
this
jump
Drider.
kick.
I'm locked
Karate
in.
chop them away.
I'm locked in. Okay, so it was 15 feet to get to the wall. Okay. So I'm also gonna like go like under here, I guess. It sounds 15, so I have 30 more feet of movement. He's 25 feet up the wall, right?
Correct.
Okay, so she's just gonna go because I have a reach of 10 with my arm still. So she's going to use her unarmored movement improvement to run 20 feet up the wall.
Hell yeah.
Before she starts falling the next round. I just have to keep moving, essentially. To keep running up the wall. But yeah, she's gonna run up the wall to get within reach and continue doing these attacks.
Fantastic.
Is Sanctuary still up?
No.
Okay. So I'm just gonna.
He cast a spell instead.
Oh, right. All right, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go first attack. Natural
A
20
Critical hit.
for
Yes.
15 force damage.
Fantastic.
We're gonna go second attack. 19.
19's exactly enough to hit.
All right. For 8. And tell you what, we're gonna do another stunning strike. Let's do another con save.
All right, another con save. That is a
Oh.
22.
Yeah, that'll make it by quite a bit. Damn. Okay. Oh, you know, I have 4 more key points. We're gonna go ahead and flurry of blows this. Just to
Absolutely.
get some more damage on there. So let's do another attack.
24 will hit.
For 8.
And this Drider is starting to look hurt at this point.
Oh.
These blows that are landing are beginning to chip away at the carapace. It's the bits of this purplish ichor are starting to flow out from cracks within the shell as you pummel the side of its abdomen. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. Mirth, you are currently up to your knees in spiders. It is difficult terrain, but you can wade through them. It's just like walking through a pool of water. More like a pool of porridge.
Okay. Okay. Okay, well, there is one really cool thing that I discovered while frantically perusing Mirth's sheet from like 6 months ago. I'm gonna cast Bane on some people. I'm really pleased that I did keep some notes, and we have some peanuts at the bottom of the purse here. So I'm gonna go ahead. I have some Werther's originals. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Bane on. Can I cast Bane on Spider Clocknars?
I started looking at that.
Maybe not.
Yeah, there is nothing in here that stops you from baning a swarm of spiders.
Don't mind if I do. And then I'd like to do the others as well.
Yep, Yisselbeck and Meldum as well?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That killed me. There's peanuts at the bottom of the purse.
I was desperate. I was like, why? I can't just shoot for the rest of this combat. And now I'm really happy because I found I have just a little crumbs left that I might be able to work with. I'm trying to ration them, but now that I'm swarmed with spiders, I'm like, I don't know if Mirth would be rationing things anymore in the face of this.
So here is Yesselbeck's charisma save. The Drider. 2.
He be
The swarm of spiders gets an 8. And Meldum. How many windows open? Meldum gets a 2. All of them fail. All of them are baned.
Great. And I think the theme for the baning at this point is Bane, he usually is a little more artful, but for this, I think he is like, a pox upon you and your household, and you, and you! If I had fire right now. And I think he's going to, let's see, well, Meldum is right there.
Meldum is basically fighting with himself. Meldum, until Meldum fails this save, Meldum is essentially a non-combatant. Okay.
In that case, Mirth will wade through the spiders to try and create a little distance. Janie, are you flying right now in eagle form?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I pass underneath you then? Okay. Cool. I would like to move maybe like here? Does that seem reasonable, DM?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That is about 35. Movement speed's 30. So I'm going to stick you underneath the vulture there. Does that work?
Sure.
Yep.
Sounds fine. Do the spiders cling to me or do I?
Oh, there's definitely some that cling and you're like brushing them off as you're trying to get out of the mass. But there's something about them where they, even as you brush them off, even from here, as a few more are falling off of you, they are skittering back to the swarm as fast as
Mirth starts yanking off his clothes. No! Just kicking his shoes off, screaming, and throwing off his fancy cloak. All right, I end my turn.
Okay. Meldum is just continues this internal battle, this turmoil against what is happening to him, and I briefly forgot which save I was having him do. It was a con save. So that I need a D4 for Bane to reduce that save by. Mirth, it is your Bane, so if you wouldn't mind giving me a D4.
It's already so low. You don't need it.
It got a 2.
2. So with a save of 4, Meldum just starts blubbering in Drow. Mistress, and as he's saying this, his flesh just deflates. His mouth, his nose, his ears, much more so than Tloknar. Just these spiders burst forth out of him until he becomes a second 10-foot area mound of spiders.
Oh no.
That is Meldum's turn. May, you are a giant eagle.
And I'm going to attack our Drider person.
All right, you have no problem flying up there because your flight speed is a kabillion.
Yeah, it's like
80
80 feet. Yeah.
So I need to
Billion.
the eagle attack. It looks like it's talon and claws.
Beak and talons, yes.
Beak and talon. Okay, I knew it was something like that. So this is the first one. Is going to be beak, I guess.
Absolutely.
I can roll with the way my keyboard is.
10. You start slashing with your beak at Yisselbeck, and he's just knocking your beak out of the way with his quarterstaff. And your talons.
Okay, that's better.
21 is gonna hit, and as he's knocking it away, you're able to slash with both talons. 2d6 plus 3.
Yes.
That was my plan the whole time.
Of course it was.
Here's the plus 3. 13.
Ooh, an excellent 13 damage as Yisselbeck just howls as these claws, these talons slash across his chest. And unlike the thick armored carapace of his spider body, the flesh of his chest just is raked and begins to bleed profusely. Anything else, mate?
No. If I fly away, he gets an opportunity attack, right?
Yes.
So I won't do that.
Yep. The Tloknar pile of spiders starts like undulating over here behind this
No.
statue, and Mirth, you can almost feel them. You look up and you're ducked down as the giant eagle flies away, and all the spiders can just see Mirth like batting at his clothes, trying to rip them off. As 5, 10, 15, 20 again, you're hit with this wave of spiders.
I
as
love
they
this personal
push
battle.
against you.
When did I make you mad?
You're
What did I
closest
do?
and
Can
they're
we
just
talk?
spiders.
Is it okay? Can we just talk this out
They're
like normal
angry.
people HP? God.
At least they can hit for anything.
A 5 as they try to bite you. And an 11. So you can feel like these little bites here and there, but it's more like being outside in the summer and mosquitoes are getting you. It's irritating,
I'd rather
not
they eat me
dangerous
alive.
at this point, but you can feel them finding their way.
I'm taking psychic damage.
Exactly. The
God.
damage is purely psychological.
The damage is
not
emotional.
physical.
Brahm, you are up.
Brom, help.
Chaos.
Get them
What
away.
has happened? Oh,
So-
Mr. Rogers came.
Brom, come get the spider.
Hey, Mr. Rogers. So, Mirth, 100% in character, would be the one to get Brahm to take care of the
The Brahm
spider.
help.
Brahm is currently focused on a Drider 25 feet above him and turns out of the corner of his eye, and you see Mirth just getting, like, trying to keep his feet as this knee-high pile of spiders presses against him. Brahm, your turn.
Well,
Drop what you're doing and come squish the spiders. Don't do that. Don't do that.
yeah, no, Brom doesn't have that kind of spell stuff. What he does have is sorry, I'm looking at this. What he is going to do is he's going to switch out his weapon for his bow.
Yep.
And he's going to shoot at the Drider.
Go for it.
Do I get 1 or 2 shots?
I think you get 2 shots.
Okay.
19 will hit and a 23 will hit. Both hit.
All right, sweet. Crap! I didn't say he smited. Can Can I say use a smite?
So, smite is afterwards. I'm pretty sure, unless you have a special thing, smite is melee though.
So it doesn't count if they're arrows.
I'm almost certain that every single smite says melee. Why don't you go ahead and roll your d8s to add to the 5 of your bow while I double check that? Because that's just your strength. So it's actually
Yeah,
you need
it's
your
melee.
dexterity. What is
Yeah,
Brahm's dex modifier?
My dex is +3. I'm strong and fast.
All right. So 3 dexterity. You need to roll 2 d8s and add 6. So that is a total of 19 damage as both arrows go flying up into the air. And these 2 arrows, just like those eagle claws, they find the flesh of the drow. And Ysselbeck just hisses, "Yeah, I will take out the fish before I die." And yeah, he looks like he can't take another hit like that. Brom, do you want to move, or are you fine where you're at?
Braum is gonna go ahead and let's see. He's under the Drider still, right?
Yes, you are on the ground underneath a Drider that's 25 feet above you.
I think he's just gonna stay where he's at.
Perfect.
Is he flanking?
No, you're not providing any kind of bonus to the monk that is running along the wall and the giant eagle that's fighting the Drider sticking to the side of the wall. I love D&D.
Yeah, what a sentence.
Uh-huh. Okay. It is now Ysselbeck's turn. Ysselbeck is absolutely furious. Has used all of that. Wouldn't use either of those. That's a big risk. Nope, is just gonna go ahead and can't risk 2 opportunity attacks. God, you poor Drider. You're out of options at the moment.
Now he knows what it feels like.
He will hope against hope he can survive another round, and is going to cast Bane. So I need Valkyrie, and I need May, and I need Braum to make charisma saving throws.
Yeah, how about that
Valkyrie
19?
passes with a 19.
Do I use my charisma or eagle charisma?
Your charisma. Use the polymorph creature's physical stats and your mental stats. Charisma's and mental stats.
I thought
Okay.
that was wild shape.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think wild shape is the mental stats. I think
Okay.
polymorph you use everything.
Normally, so just a +0 then. So 14 passes anyway.
Okay.
It is exactly enough to pass, but it does.
There you go.
pass. And then Braum charisma save is a 18. Everybody saved against Bane. As
What he gets for fighting a bunch of bards.
He hopes he can survive the next round.
bards and paladins and ask for a charisma save. Well, there was a chance. Valkyrie.
All right, we're gonna bring it home. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna move 5 feet up the wall just for purpose of, continuing momentum up the wall.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna do some attacks.
27 will hit.
27 for 7. Then second attack. Ooh, 14 will not hit.
not hit. As you keep pummeling, and you're hitting this carapace, this abdomen. You can feel the cracks underneath your fists, and it seems so close to bursting.
Come on, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna spin the point. I'm gonna do a flurry of blows. We're gonna try. Please.
Punch the spider
A
harder and faster.
critical hit.
13.
Fist of the
What?
North Star.
Why don't you go ahead and tell me what happens as the
the pressure.
carapace breaks free beneath your onslaught?
I mean, like, as these are continuous, like, astral arms that are reaching up to fight this thing, and I think for a moment that in the flurry, the speed goes, or gets to be so fast that it almost mirrors the spider-like legs of the Drider. So there's this, in the ice, there's this strange mirrored image between the two of them. As just with one like final hit, like right in the center, there's just this crack in the carapace, as everything kind of falls apart, and she tries to dodge the things falling down the wall.
Because of the critical hit, yes, you are able to run out of the way. Brahm, with a bow pointed straight up,
Oh.
as you are covered in the remains of a Drider, followed shortly after by this wet thump as the body lands on the ground next to you. The two piles of spiders begin to spread larger.
No.
Mirth, you have this moment of panic as the spiders stretch out, and they fill up the entirety of the top of this. You find yourself in the middle of this shrinking but still massive blanket of spiders before eventually the ones on the edges get far enough away to skitter away, and all of them disappear into various cracks and crevices around this tower.
Okay. That happened.
And there is this moment of reflection as it gets quiet again.
I think as the spiders melt away, we see Mirth has gone full on, like, squatted down fetal position, like, with just, like, 1,000-yard stare of resignation in the middle of the ice. Like, are they gone yet?
Brahm shakes himself off. He's covered in pumpkin goo, tremor-style spider guts. He's going to examine the corpse to look to see if it has anything useful. Rip Bozo. I agree.
Rip Bozo.
Any other thoughts before we go on to the full looting the body? Is May going to remain a giant eagle? Is there a plan for that?
Yeah, I'm just going to. Can I like fly around a general area to make sure we're clear?
Absolutely. Yep. You're able to do a lap through this room, so that's what you'll be doing. Brahm is going to be looting the body. Valkyrie, what is your plan? And Mirth, what is your plan? And then we will see what the resolution of all events are.
I mean, I think given the fact that the Drider is down, and now the two other people she was on this expedition with are now they disappeared. They were spiders, now there's nothing. I guess she's just gonna be clocking that. It's like, well, okay, what do I do now?
Just being very, very aware of surroundings.
Yep.
Okay, all over it. And just for my own edification, what is Mirth's plan in the wake of all this?
Usually Mirth is filled with thoughts and ideas, but right now he seems to have taken out Flint and Tinder and looks like he's seriously contemplating immolating himself. He's like, and then he looks over at Brahm. Let's see, Brahm is busy right now. He looks over kind of like with the puppy dog eyes. he doesn't know if he's still covered in spiders, because once even just one spider lands on you, you're like, it's on me forever now. Like, it could be on my back. It's just followed me for 20 years. You never know. And I think he's dealing with the genuine psychological heebie-jeebies of being covered, because surely there's got to be at least a few more on him. There were so
100%.
many.
For the rest of the time you're around this tower, you will be able to find one or more of those little red spiders very easily without even looking.
Yep, just everywhere, fully. And so he's sitting there just... I think we need to give Mirth a minute to realize that he's safe again, or not, depending upon how sadistic you are.
All right. First, as May starts circling this room, you are able to get a good look. You can see with eagle vision and the keen sight that there are spiders dissipating everywhere, but there's not... there doesn't appear to be any more threats in this room that you can clock. You do notice, and this is more to remind all of us, so this platform has a number of statues. It is wizards that are in various states of casting spells. You were able to identify that these are spells from different schools of magic. They're in kind of mid-cast of these different schools of magic. What is probably most notable is the tower itself. So this tower, much like the other towers that you've seen, is partially encased in ice. It has it looks like it just fell and froze. That's really the general feel of it. There is a crack in the wall right next to Brahm that's more than big enough to pass through. It's this massive 10-foot wide crack that goes all the way up the tower. However, the Netherly's magic has it encased in like this shimmering field. And being this close to it, you could see that as one of these little red spiders crawls up to go through that crack, they kind of bounce off of this shield and start climbing up it. And you can see the magic's radiating off of the little spider as it's climbing through apparently nothingness. There's something still protecting the tower, even though the wall has cracked all the way up. So, May, that is all that you see. Brahm, as you start rummaging through the body of this Drider, there is a staff that has a black gem in the end, and when you look in the gem, it looks as though there is a spider encased in not amber but obsidian at the end in the gem at the end of this staff. You also find a pouch that Yisselbeck had that didn't, while he transformed and his cloak tore and his robes tore, this satchel stayed over his arm, and ruffling through it, there are a pair of greater healing potions. So somebody can write down that pair of greater healing potions. I'll put it in chat. And there is also a book that appears to be wrapped in... It almost looks like what would happen if you imagine webbing turned into paper or turned into a leather for the cover. So there is a book that is in this satchel also that is very very on theme. And then Mirth is occupied, and Valkyrie, you recognize that book right away as Brahm is shuffling through the bag. That is definitely Yisselbeck's notebook and spell book. He kept both together. You would expect it to be trapped or in some way enchanted to keep people from just casually picking it up and dealing with it, but that is all that you would know about. That is everyone. So, there you go.
May will turn and land and go back to a person and explain about the crack, the magic shielded crack.
Perfect.
Brahm is going to hand over all the magic shinies to magic shiny people, and then go stare at the statues to try and figure them out. I think we were like having some poses here. we were trying to match the statue's poses, I think, or something like that.
It was the last thing that was happening. Kind of a little bit of what we talked about before. Brahm can definitely go over and check out the statues, but kind of all that you're going to need is going to be in the satchel. Just so you don't follow that red herring for too long.
Okay.
We butted our heads against these statues 6 months ago, so we're not going to restart.
Okay. Brahm is going to, Brahm opens the satchel and hands it to the magic people, and will also pat Mirth to try and get his attention and hopefully reassure him that there's no spiders on it. Brahm is not going to hug him because he's still covered in spider goo. Like
just a handprint of pumpkin goo on his back. You're fine.
Yeah, he's looking like Ash from Evil Dead crossed with like the guy from Tremors, like just like completely 100% coated in gore.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Mirth would still rather switch places, honestly. Mirth obligingly, he leans over and shakes out his cloak warily, just shaking it like you would a trash bag to open it, just boom, 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 until he deems it sufficiently as good as it's gonna get, and puts it back on, and he says, well, I think that went well. What's in this bag here? Good find, May, as always. Look at this book. It's bound in spider webs. Has some kind of enchantment on it.
Yeah, it's like if Mirth like starts to like mess with it too much or like look like he's about to open it, Valkyrie like will kind of like put a hand over it, kind of a Yesselbeck was, she just gestures.
A lot.
Probably did something to it.
Yeah, some kind of magic enchantment. They usually do. But I'm used to rude book. And I wonder. So you know my feral book that I have, HP?
I do.
I've fed the feral book other books before, right? And we can read them then. So I might just do that. And I think I'm gonna do that. I'm doing it because it's D&D. So yeah, Mirth reaches down into his and takes out the muzzle-chained, furry, feral book and goes, "Who's hungry? Who's hungry?"
And like the most rabid Yorkie that anyone ever should have put some more training into, it lays into this book, and you're like barely hanging onto the spine before you let go, and yet the little legs on the book pop out. It runs over and just starts shredding through this satchel, tearing it to pieces, throwing the book in the air, and your little books, there's bits of spider web going everywhere, and you can see eventually its teeth start like gumming up, and
It's like peanut butter.
Starts coughing.
Oh no!
Coughs up a wad of spider webs that just stick to the floor next to it, and wipes its face on the ice on the floor, and then just goes back into the book. And this takes a while to work through this book, because periodically there's just like web balling out.
He has hairballs of web.
Hairballs of web gunking up. And over the course of really, I mean, it's like 5 to 10 minutes of book on book violence. There is nothing but piles of web balls around the floor, handfuls of these little red spiders crawling around everywhere. And your book falls down like on its side and like lays on its own side, just like it would if it was put onto a bookshelf. And you just
like
hear
a food coma.
How did you do that?
And that is where we are going to pause for a break.
Oh God. That was so skilled.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You were made to be a horrible feral book.
We're going to take a few minutes, get some more water, get rid of the waters you don't need anymore, and Foxy, if you'll take us out, we'll be back soon. Bye. Hello and welcome back. We have just dealt with a Drider, several million waves of spiders, and some slight trauma to Mirth, and have fed a Drow wizard spellbook to a sentient, hungry book that is now satiated and sitting on the equivalent of the book's butt and is in a bit of a food coma. That's where we left off, and so we will pick up right back there. So yes, your book completely consumes over the course of 5 or 10 minutes or so this spell book and leaves nothing but web blobs behind.
Okay, now here's the tricky part. Mirth leans over and tickles its spine. It's satiated. Let's see if we can open it.
This is the most content you've ever witnessed this book. As soon as you kind of like stroke its spine, it just like falls on its back and just flops open. It looks like a cat ready to have its belly rubbed.
Now it could be a trap.
Yeah, that's a lie. What do you mean?
Grab it with its hind claws and shred. But we might have a couple minutes before it does that. So let's flip to some pages and see if there's any information that it ate from this person's journal / spellbook.
So as you start flipping through the pages of your book start to essentially just completely reproduce what was it within the book that it ate. And as you're flipping through these pages, you start to really get a more complete picture of Yiselbeck. And it's a combination of magical theory and thinking out loud, and within that you actually, as someone familiar with the arcane, you can see the actual workings of the spell that are part of the story itself. You also see the journal of the progression of this this group of drow searching for just anything. There's this opening out of the Underdark appeared. They made their way up about a week ago. You're able to piece together some of the bits that they found. Most of what was interesting to Yiselbeck was this tower, one of the first things that they ran into. You can see that Yiselbeck had already solved the puzzle of what's going on here. Every one of these statues is in mid-cast, and he wrote, simply by casting a spell of that school on each statue, it is going to unlock the lock that is around this tower. It's according to Yiselbeck's thoughts. It could be a common security measure. It could be a simple test just to see if there's worthy mages. It could be a way to keep non-magical persons from accessing this tower. There's all these sorts of theories. And there's something else that's really uncomfortable that's laced through all of this journal. From the very beginning, as the journal's talking about being assigned this group, there is this fixation on Valkyra. And it is a combination of, if only she wasn't such a terrible, pain. It's like laced. It is the most laced mixed feelings that you've ever read. And there are sketches in different places of the book, and as you glance over, Yiselbeck had some significant artistic talent, and you can see a profile of Valkyrie is in there, and there's another one that is well drawn but completely scratched out. It gets, as you start flipping through the pages, there's a series where the sketches get more uncomfortable and you kind of close and look away from those, and there are a few others that are just rants about wanting to get rid of her, and you cannot tolerate. It is disturbing just how long he has resented and pined after Valkyrie. And
so Mirth would have. Oh, go ahead.
As I say, knowing, and this is kind of the last note about it, knowing what you know about Lolth, this curse of the Drider was not simply because he was going to fight her. there is this, put simply, as you read through it, the final conclusion you get is Yiselbeck felt he deserved her, and she turned him away. And that's like, that
Oh,
is what curses him.
oh, toxic. So I think what Mirth would have done in order to show off the feral book, he wanted Valkyrie to be impressed. So he probably would have started like showing it, and then as the flipping through was starting to get more and more fucked up, he'd be like, "Hold on, oh my god!" Like going through, and he would sort of like polite, like trying to spare her some of the really horrific fan art that like is happening of her. He's kind of like, "Okay, that's enough of that." Anyway, apparently the solution was we were getting there, kind of. But what I wonder is, Mirth looks over at May again and says, "What did you say that you saw on the wall while you were flying up there?" Which, by the way, was very cool.
A shimmery, it kind
You
of
saw
guarding it.
basically what amounts to a shimmering force field, so to speak, around this
Mm.
tower. You could see things crawling into that gap, that broken part of
Yeah.
the tower.
I'm
You
not
could
going
see
to
them
mention
crawling up it.
I'm not going to mention that just for Murph's sake.
Mhm. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Could we fit through? Is that too high up?
Basically, you could walk through if there wasn't something there. It looks like you can enter into the
Spell it.
tower. You can see into one of these rooms, like the other towers that you've been in.
Mhm.
These like show off rooms. There's not the maybe we'll call it the magical gallery of the tower. It looks almost exactly like the ones you've encountered in the past, where the walls do something special, or an image of the mage is projected, or some kind of showing off of their magical powers. You see into a room just
Mhm.
like that, but this shimmer keeps everyone away. The book, in addition to, yes, absolutely, this dude was the toxic as they come. He did figure out casting a spell of each school and the statues will unlock the tower. So that's
Okay. So we just have to do whatever's remaining. We cheated off of his homework, but that's okay because he was a toxic creep who was real pissed that he got rejected by someone that he was absolutely way below Valkyrie's league, obviously. Mirth gives Valkyrie a sympathetic look. Men.
Men.
Mm. Some of them are good. And he thumps Brom like one would thump a giant horse. Like, clonk, clonk.
But
Like,
I mean,
got the bones.
To be fair, I actually have compared Brom to an animal, and it was a horse. So
Oh my god.
yeah,
That's okay.
no, I usually choose an animal for most characters. It was like just for my reference, and his is a horse,
Yeah.
like one of those big Clydesdale horses.
I could see it.
Aww.
Yeah, and Valkyrie will kind of look around and say, and others turn into spiders.
The Spider Queen
Pretty
is
spiders.
fearsome. And Mirth means it. Like, he doesn't even feel like saying Lolth's name. He uses sort of the euphemistic, the Spider Queen, because he's very, very put in his place by the experience of being swarmed by spiders, right? Like, that's a lot. He's feeling
I
it.
would too. Yes.
Hmm?
I would also feel put in my place if I were swarmed by
Oh,
spiders.
yeah. uh, well, we just have to cast some spells. I'm feeling pretty drained, though, is the problem. But he has. I mean, can we? If he has the. Does he have the spells written down in this book? Can we cast them like. Can you cast spells as rituals? I can't remember in D&D. Is there a way to just make this happen?
So essentially, I mean, some of them are rituals, but none of you are ritual casters.
Yeah. Whoops.
So,
Shit.
on one hand, yes. The other, I think the question would be, do you all have do you cover all the schools of magic?
I don't know.
Potentially, because even though I'm not a spellcaster, I do have spells because of Drow. Hold on.
Hmm.
So evocation.
Yep, that is all I have. They're all three of them are evocation.
Okay.
Okay.
Illusion, I know that the bards have illusion. Necromancy is a
Mhm.
question.
Do we
Um,
have a necromancy?
let me see if I have. No, I don't think so.
I would be delighted if May happened to have a bizarre little sprinkle of necromancy
Just for
in her
fun,
repertoire,
for
And
flavor.
adding to her mysterious
I have
backstory.
one. I have one. I have Feign Death.
Feign death is
What?
necromancy. There you go.
That's
En-
incredible.
That's
enchantment is
satisfying.
definitely in the bards. Transmutation, you used polymorph. Abjuration is
Mm.
going to be in Brahm's list of stuff that Brahm can do. Conjuration, divination is going to be in Brahm's stuff somewhere. Conjuration is the other, which is the animate stuff that you guys.
Oh yeah.
There, yeah. Cloud of Daggers is conjuration. So yes,
We're wizards,
with with
guys.
with two bards, a semi magic monk, and a paladin, you can cover all the schools of magic. But you may need to rest before you have access to those spells.
We
fair
need
enough.
to do yet another rest, which sucks because the black ice is creeping across the land. But I don't know. What do you all think? That was actually kind of on a meta level, actually. I don't think
Yep.
Mirth would have said that, but on a meta level as other players, what do you guys think? Do you want to do another rest or do you want to keep plugging forward?
I
How
think
long? How far do we travel in a day normally if we just travel?
So essentially, I'll answer it this way. Um, the While Winter's Last Breath is going across the land right now, I do intend for you to have a long rest so that you can have your spells, so that you can cast what you need to get into this. So this is
Okay.
kind of intentionally built as an appropriate place for a long rest.
Okay, I was saying that because I have Phantom Steed,
Uh-huh.
and I was going to, if it came to it, I was going to see if I could like make a I don't know how many of us I could carry on this steed, but it can go up to 13 miles an hour or an hour.
So with where you're at, distance and speed isn't the issue. It's more, encountering what's going on in each of these rooms as you get closer to this
Okay.
forgotten city. Um,
But to be clear, Mirth would love to go on a Phantom Steed joyride with May sometime because that sounds amazing. Please, if we ever make it out of this, I would love to do that.
uh, so you do know Yithrin must be somewhere nearby. The Drow have found this as one of the ruins of Yithrin. Um, Valkyrie, you have a lot of information that you would need to get back. But essentially, yes, if it's all right with all of you, I'll kind of narratively send you through a long rest if everyone's comfortable with that.
Sure.
Okay.
I
So,
set up my hut for everybody.
yep, set up your hut. Everybody's perfectly safe. You're able to take a long rest, recharge your spells, and then, as is directed within the book, you are, between all of you, able to cast spells from each of those schools. What you discover is right before you expend the energy to finish the spell, the statue sparks in response. And so you don't actually expend any of the spell slots associated with that. You don't expend any of the spells, but it does go through the motion sufficiently to trigger each of those statues. And as you're casting the spells, they finish casting with you. The spell doesn't take effect, but after all are cast, that shimmer around this tower begins to fade away. Um, and as the shimmer fades, there are some heavy footfalls coming from around the corner. Uh, some kind of a loud, heavy creature is turning around the ice behind you.
Defensively stands.
Coming around with Astoria's body in his arms is Azarus.
Still, like, more confused, but still standing defensively.
Mirth screeches and leaps by to meet them with all the emotion of a golden retriever that has been reunited with a long forgotten friend.
Azareth will catch Mirth in one hand, gently moving Astoria in the other. Hello, friend.
Brom is coated from head to toe in gore.
Oh, we would have squeegeed you a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You
You
had a
now.
long rest. You
Yeah, we
didn't just lay in gore for 8 hours.
Please, yeah,
We would
no.
have took you to the car wash. Yeah, we did. We're used to this, Brom.
Okay.
We would have.
It's still purple.
No, your purple wears off.
Okay. Well,
I keep forgetting
Brom,
he was purple.
Brom is no longer purple, and kind of like lightly jogs over to Azarus, and then as he's within about a foot, because he knows Azarus weighs about 1,000 pounds, he's not afraid of knocking him over, and will jump to hug him.
It's just gonna awkward half shuffle to fit you in between the space of Mirth and Astoria.
Yes.
You all look as if you've seen a
May-
fight.
Yeah, May kind of walks over but doesn't like jump into the hug and just stands there and just nods in agreement about the fight.
Are you all?
It's been so long.
I am sorry. It was very far down. I am heavy.
He looks at he wasn't there for Astoria being killed, by the way, so he'd
Yeah. Speaking of which, he will just kind of kneel really slowly, heavy metal thump on the ground, and place I imagine still soaking body down.
Yep.
I sank very fast.
Slowly freezing.
Not fast enough.
Mirth will grab Astoria's body before it gets anywhere near the horrible ground and like whip off his cloak and wrap her in it and go, I don't even know if he says anything. I think he just has a panicked look on his face. As a player slightly zooming out, this is something I've thought about for 6 months, is how the hell does Mirth feels awful about what's happening with Astoria. I haven't really had a chance to play that out well on screen because things have been moving so quickly. But let it be known that Mirth cares very much, and this experience is a stressful and solemn one. And to be clear, the body, she's dead, right?
Oh yeah.
The
yeah,
dead.
she's dead.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
There's
I still
not-
try to give her some of the potion? I know it's pointless.
It's very clear to everyone that
Okay.
that yeah, Astoria's body no longer contains her soul at this moment.
I rolled a heal check for Brom just in case, because I was like, is she dead enough to give mouth to mouth, or is she like? And yeah, it was with the 10, and at least he knows that, like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Unlike just being mostly dead and slightly alive, Astoria is completely dead.
Ugh.
There's no doubt in anyone's mind.
Well, Mirth has a breakdown, far more dramatic than the one that happened with the spiders. I think it's just full Ghibli tears once he realizes that Astoria's like not waking up, even though she's got up from being like the equivalent of being hit with a magical semi. She's like flexed it off, but sometimes you also do die in ways, and this is one that he feels could have been prevented. So he's distraught.
Azarus kind of leans over Mirth a little, almost kind of like sheltering him as best as he can. I'm sorry, he says again.
Mirth's nonverbal, so he's crying, but maybe he hears it. So, but he's definitely. I think he's kneeling on the ground, and unless anybody else is wanting some, is requesting and holding Astoria, I think he is snuggling her body and crying, probably.
After Brom's field check, he would let Mirth, because he doesn't have resurrection or anything.
May's going to just ask Brom just if he can do anything.
I don't have those kinds of spells. I'm a paladin of vengeance. Which is new because the oath was taken after Azarus left. He actually hasn't seen Azarus since before. He missed him when he went into that fight. So the last time he saw him was when he left the portal with the other Azari.
If Azarus had an eyebrow, he would raise it right now. Is there no one in our aid who could help here?
Not here, I'm afraid. So seriously.
Like,
I can carry her
immediate
body.
shift. Sorry, go ahead, please.
Oh no, he just said, I can carry her body.
When you say her
immediate,
body, Mirth just starts crying even harder.
Immediate shift into like that stone warrior's focus again for the briefest bit as like the warp ring glows in his chest. Where?
The nearest town. Somewhere that has a cleric.
I will take her anywhere I can help.
You can, he says, remembering. He would take out the map and takes a look at it, because unfortunately it would have to be one of the big cities to have a cleric strong enough. Well, city,
I have
you know what
I
I mean.
have no doubt that Brahm would know of a city somewhere with a temple with a priest capable of that.
Yeah. Well, he'd take out his big map and he'd point to it and show it to Azarus.
How far does it look, boss? Can I make it with
Yeah.
the old portal ring?
Of
You
course.
Yeah, he should be able to.
Well, I don't even think he knows what to say here. There's not any dramatic speeches. It just looks at you all and just...
Wait. We need to give you money, he says. Entirely seriously.
No, for real. It's hilarious, but it's like super true. The hospital bills are going to be astronomical if this works.
I think
What's your insurance?
just to break
God.
the
If I could just
unbelievable
get-
sad tension in the room, even though he is horrendous at comedy, Azarus like shakes a left hand for a while. There's some clanking, and like the rusted remains of what could have been a coin maybe like a century and a half ago. Does this land still use this currency?
Oh boy. Maybe
No.
if you're an archaeologist.
I have a whole treasure. I have a whole treasure. If I could just get home and get it.
Well, I don't think we have that many warp abilities, but yes.
I
Take
could
this
push my reserve
money.
battery.
Yep.
Force myself as far as possible.
Brahm is going to hand over everything that he has.
Oh, Mirth too.
And May will too. May does as well.
Azarus will just bear all the money in both of his hands, look at Astoria again, kind of one hand palm all the bags of gold, and like cup. It's supposed to like be like a side of the face cup, but given the size of his hand, it's like the entire back of the head kind of palming for a brief moment. I will save you. I promise. And the whole time the warp ring's just firing up. Friend.
Mirth is going to reach into his cleavage and take out his lucky coin, because his goddess is Timora, and he's going to drop it in the same coin slot that the shitty old coin came out of that Azarus just did, and be like, hold on to this. And he's dead serious. This is an actual like religious focus for him.
I
And
think
he's like,
Azarus is
"Here."
seeing you toy with that for a brief bit and is like recognizing the seriousness in that, and after a really long pause of just his generator thrumming for a while, I will bring it back. I promise.
And bring her back too.
I wouldn't do anything less. I am Azarus, first of Twilight's children, and I do not break promises.
There is a as a portal of water appears, projected from the ring that Azarus bore. He passes through with Astoria's body. The puddle dissipates, and you find yourselves in the silence of this cave once again. And that is where we will stop
Oh,
for the evening.
God.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. We are going to do quick outros around the horn. We're not going to take a lot of time to do outros, and we are going to spend a little bit of time decompressing, chit chatting. Not for very long, but it is something that's always a part of the games that I run. So I do hope that you'll stick around for that. If you have any questions in chat, now's a great time to start tossing them in there, and we'll get to any of them that we can. So first, outros, we'll just go around. Go ahead and tell us who you are and one quick thing about you or thing coming up, and then we'll get to the end. So starting with Heck.
Yeah, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I'm here. I'm on your screen, and I was back with Valkyrie. This was a wild ride. I gotta play more monks, y'all. Holy shit, it's so fun. This is badass. You can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter as long as supplies last, etc., etc. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wear a lot of hats and do a lot of things and go a lot of places. Most notably for next week, at least, you can find me right back here with HP on Monday with Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. There's going to be drama next episode, y'all. There was already drama last episode. There's going to be drama. There's going to be drama. Just be there. On Tuesday, you can find me on Enchanting Sorcery. I'm playing in the Old Margrave and Into the Woods inspired 5e campaign. And then every Wednesday, moving forward, you can find me on Lantern Light Adventures, where we're playing Old Gods of Appalachia, and real creepy shit's happening, and it's real scary, and there's weird timey-wimey bullshit, and it's wild. If you're interested in that, just tune in. But yeah, that's me.
Over to Al.
Oh no.
Al froze. Oh, there you go, Al. You're back. Al's back.
Hi, sorry. Am I here?
Yeah.
You're here. You are present.
Thank you. My computer's hanging on by that lucky token this entire game, I swear to God. Heck, I'm not interrupting your outro, right? Is it my turn?
No,
It is your turn.
it's all yours. Stage is all yours.
Cool. Oh, fabulous. All right. I'm not walking in on somebody else's presentation. My name is Al Lucart. I am an artist and enthusiastic gamer. I'm only playing on stream here for Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. But if you want to check out my art or me on any other socials, I'll post a link in the chat in a bit. And I want to thank you, HP, for being a phenomenal facilitator, as always.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Over to T.
Hey, I'm T, and I played Brahms tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the weirdest little monk warrior. I'm probably on Neon Lights right now. And you can catch me here at Cold Hands, Warm Hearts in 2 weeks, hopefully, I think, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, in 2 weeks. The plan is to be back in 2 weeks. So we are on schedule. And Janie.
Hi, I'm Janie. I played May tonight, and I think I am on Saturday. I'm on Singularity for a game, Call of Cthulhu, and I'm not sure what day of the week it is next week on Neon Lights, because I don't know what days are. I think it's Thursday. For A Blade's Will. And I think that's it until next time. I'm not sure.
Yep, it is Thursday. Excellent. Yep, I am the last Tip Point Hero, and I'll be here for Oath Sworn, and back in 2 weeks as we continue Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. So first off, heck, I hope in no way I made you uncomfortable with doing what I chose to do with Yisselbeck.
He's an incel, rip bozo.
Definitely wanted to give more reason than just I don't like her, and that seemed to fit nicely what Loth would absolutely despise. And we've played together long enough. I kind of made an assumption everything be cool. So, any other thoughts on combat book? Anything in general? Any thoughts about being back?
I gotta play more monks, like I said. Oh my god.
Monks are so cool. But I tell you, every day I wake up regretting not being a druid. I swear to God, there's so many times I'm like, if I was a bear, if I was a mouse, my problems would be solved. But instead, I'm a bard and everything is made with duct tape.
I thought you meant in real life. I was like, yeah, I guess it would be.
I do also that. Every day I wake up going, fuck, I'm not a druid yet, but I felt like one today.
Yes, you did good.
No, I'm happy to be back. The vibe's beautiful. Good story. It's awesome. We're so close to like everything is coming together. Stars for Foxy remembering the warp gate.
Yeah.
Which was super sick.
Full
Literally
disclosure.
happened in the middle of roleplay. I just was like, I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Where?
I thought you two planned this. Are you saying that?
No, that wasn't how I planned on bringing Astoria back. So
amazing.
Now I have to put something else in the tower. A DM can never rely on the players to read their character sheets. I thought I was safe.
Amazing.
Joke's on you, I'm a DM most of the time.
No, amazing choice. I absolutely love it. And like I sent you a message, Foxy, it just means we either have to figure out why Azarus can't stay when he comes back with a living Astoria, or, I mean, there's only one other alternatives.
Oh, no.
If Azarus doesn't stay, I'm going to eat spiders.
There's no stopping it, Foxy.
So May
what have I done?
Stay forever.
You knew exactly what you did when you agreed to stream manage again. Of course, we were gonna pester you.
I was literally like, hey, I'm not playing games on Fridays. I'll just make sure my friends are doing okay and reduce Heck's burden of things she has to worry about. I was trying to be nice to you. Don't you give me that look.
But what if we re-added you? What if
what if we had
the guys again?
What if we had someone that like could actually take a hit?
Yes.
We have
one.
We've got only Rob needs help.
What if you had two?
Brom's a single mom who works two jobs.
All right,
Once Astoria's a bard again, you're one whole person away from
exactly.
The
yeah, because like it was nice to have like someone up front with another like 21 AC, because that's what Valkyrie had, a 21 AC, which was really nice.
It was really cool.
I don't even think my AC is that high. Listen, heck, we'll talk about it in the next staff meeting. It'll require an increase in my salary, but we'll see about it, all right? I don't know.
Oh, crap. I forgot. There was one more thing in his bag. There was what appears to be a small metal bowl.
Okay,
which, for the sake of memory, is what Hush's sister had taken from her and dropped down one of these slides.
Oh.
So yeah, it essentially it looks something like a steep-sided metal mixing, kind of how it looks.
Okay.
About 4 or 5 inches deep. Almost forgot that part.
Add it to the list.
Yep, add it to the list. It is a thing that you now have. You definitely have the metal bowl. And I think that's pretty much it. If there aren't any more comments, questions, concerns, conundrums, or qualms, then we can head out and be back in 2 weeks. So thank you everyone for joining us. We had an absolute blast. It was wonderful to be back. I'm looking forward to seeing the developments from here. And until we meet again, remember there is one rule, just one thing you have to do, only one thing. And if you do this thing, everything else will be fine. And that is be
Be good.
bye. Everyone.